Regional Minister for the Northern Region. Starting from the side. The next is one of the pillars, the oaks, of the new patriotic party. Has been involved in all the ups and downs of our party. His life is the story of our party. Wow. And on top of it too, very familiar with chieftaincy issues. He's been registrar of several traditional councils, beginning with his own, the Confederacy Council, Bolsa Traditional Council, and the Nuba Traditional Council, and even for a period of 2 years of the Upper East Regional House for Chiefs. I don't believe there's anybody who's familiar with the politics of the Upper East that doesn't know Roxanne Bukai. Was also municipal chief executive of the Barbatanga Assembly in President Akufo's first term. He's been a very, very unwavering pillar of the party in the area and is extremely conversant with all the different peoples that make up another very complex part of our country, which is the Upper East region. I think it will need the leadership of a mature, well-versed political figure like Roxanne Bukai to bring us the necessary peace, stability, and the progressiveness seeking for the region. So it's given me a great privilege for me to be able to nominate such a man for the approval of Parliament as Regional Minister of the Upper East. Roxanne Ayumi. The next person we are outdooring is the Regional Minister designate for the Upper West Region. This is a man who has given his life to education, teacher, mathematics teacher. There are people who are challenged by mathematics. And then he assumed the role of Director of Education at the One Municipal Education Office in 2012. He held that position for 2 years until his retirement. He's a well-known figure in the area. And as you know, the Upper West is a region that has produced a lot of talented public figures, highly educated people. We believe that Alassane Suleiman fits in the tradition of the Upper West and will be somebody who will help the Upper West develop. We made considerable political progress. I say we, I speak of the New Patriotic Party. It is one of the successes of the election for us. We began with 0 going into the election of 2016 and emerged with 5 out of 11. They were all the people who helped make this possible. We're talking about a very responsible man who has held already responsible positions in our public service. And therefore, somebody with whom with confidence I can put forward as somebody who will be able to manage the affairs of the Upper West, the benefit of the people there, and for the security and stability of our country. So, Suleiman Alassane is the candidate that I have put before the Parliament for approval as the Upper West Regional Minister. another of the big success stories of the MPP 2016 elections. It comes from the region which has given our tradition one of its three historic names. We have three: Dankwa, Domo, and Buzia. Brong Ahafo is Dr. Buzia. So it is a region that commands a lot of feeling and respect amongst those of us who are subscribers of the tradition. It's been unfortunate that for the last two elections, our performance in the last two elections, and our performance in the Brong Ahafo didn't measure up to our history and our connections there. But we found a chairman, a regional chairman, a very well-known lawyer, one of the outstanding lawyers in Sunyani, who's, through his practice, apart from his politics, is very, very well known in the region. Some people may think too well known because he's been involved in many controversial chieftaincy in the region. And you know what that could do for your reputation. But he's been a very successful lawyer. He's a regional law lecturer at Sunyani and has been head of the MPP regional structure since 2012. This year, we went into the election in December with 13 out of the 29 seats in Brong Ahafo. We emerged with 20 out of the 29. Winning 7 seats in Brong Ahafo. Today, out of the 29 seats in Brong Ahafo, the MPP controls 20 seats. I think that a chairman who can make this advance for us, under whose leadership such an advance can be made, is one to whom we can entrust the future, the fortunes of the region, I think, without losing too much sleep. He's done a lot of work, he's very well known, a very firm character. I think that people sometimes think you're a little bit too far. I think that being a regional minister, firmness will be required, and he certainly has the capacity for it. Brong Ahafo is another of the regions that we are looking to create another region out of. I believe that this very well-established personality, strong party activist, who has a very good reputation in his own profession, is a highly respected man in the region, is exactly the kind of person that we want to put forward for performing this very difficult task ahead of us in the region this year. So, this Kwaku Asumacheme is the man that I have selected as Regional Minister designate for the approval of Parliament for Brong Ahafo Region. And there's always a big elephant in the room. The region which is at the heart, the head and the heart of the new patriotic party. Very dynamic region with the people who are very entrepreneurial, very assertive, and at the same time, who have a great love of their own culture and traditions. We've seen that recently with the death of the Asantehema and the way in which That funeral has been conducted to the admiration, not just of our country, but of the world, and those who care to watch. This year's election went very well for us in the Ashanti region. Of the 47 seats that are there, we now have 44. There's one seat there that we had never won before, UAPPS. One of the most articulate communicators of the MPP position in both regional Ashanti affairs as well as national affairs is the man that I've selected to be the regional minister designate for Ashanti. He had a long career in the parliament, member of parliament for Busumtri constituency, and I believe that he's ready for the farmer. He's a doctor, an entrepreneur, he's a politician with very decided views on how things should be or not be. He's not one of those who finds it easy to bend with the wind. Very firm principles, a very consistent attitude towards life. He was extremely instrumental in introducing the National Health Insurance Scheme when he was health minister under President before. He was also responsible for establishing the College of Physicians and Surgeons as a postgraduate training institute for doctors in Ghana. And when he was National Health Minister, also introduced the National Ambulance System in the country. We're talking about a man with very versatile background. And I felt that having regard to this very difficult task we have ahead of us in creating the Western North region from where he comes, out of the Western region, he would serve the NPP well as regional minister. In normal times, I think he's an obvious candidate for office at the central government level. But he has also agreed to play this role because he understands and accepts the importance of the task that we've set ourselves in terms of improving the governance of the Western region, bringing government closer to the people, in breaking the region up in these two parts, the Western North, Western South, or however it will be named. And it will also facilitate, hopefully accelerate, the economic growth of both new regions if we succeed in overcoming the arithmetic and the hurdles they represent in the Constitution. All-rounder, and then a very, very responsible public servant. He's already paid considerably his dues to our country. And we're summoning him again for one last effort in the public life. That is Dr. Akufo Addo. He's the minister designate for the Western region. There are all kinds of success stories for the MPP in this last election. But I think perhaps with respect to Brong Ahafo, with respect to Ashanti, Accra, I think it's hard to beat the story of the Central Region. out of the 23 seats in the Central Region, we went into the election with 7. We emerged with 19. The man whose name I'm sending to Parliament for approval as Minister for the Central Region, he was the Regional Secretary these last 10 years. Very active, teacher, and now a senior housemaster at one of Ghana's great schools in Kansas. And has been a teacher there for 22 years. An agricultural scientist. That was the degree that he read in. He is, I think all of us know, one of the most articulate, loquacious figures. He's a great favorite of my wife, Rebecca, on the radio. When he comes on the radio, I cannot speak. But the Central Region, I think, will do with his energy and his concern. He's passionately concerned about the life of his people and whatever he can do to improve it. I believe that he will make an outstanding regional minister. That is why I'm recommending to the House that Kwame Duncan, a traditional stronghold of our party has been the Eastern Region, the region from which I myself hail from. And historically, the various groups who make up the Eastern Region, Cheris, Aquarians, Obos, Kwarus, I think those who have been the most enthusiastic in their support of our party for generations have been the Kwaru people, the business people of our country, who appreciate the fact that the NPP is a pro-business party and is interested in developing business in Ghana and the private sector. We've chosen a man who also has a long CV, has done many things, and endears himself particularly to me because he's also a French speaker. He served in President Kufuor's first term as the special assistant to the then Eastern Regional Minister, Dr. Asafo Mensah. The treasurer of our party, and then in 2012 was elected as the Member of Parliament for Akufo. He's had an active parliamentary career, the Foreign Affairs Committee, and on the Privileges Committee. And again, in 2016, he was re-elected Member of Parliament for Akufo. The Eastern Region is another complex mosaic of a region, different peoples who are there. You need a mature hand, someone who can recognize the sensitivities of these different groups, and be adept at forging a consensus and a unity around them. And I believe that the Member of Parliament for Nkoko, Eric Akufo Addo, has what it takes to bring the people of the region together for the big push that we want to make to develop not only the region but of our country. So he is the person that I've recommended to Parliament for approval as Regional Minister for the Eastern Region, Eric Akufo Addo. But last, very much not the least, is one of the big elephants who's already had a very engaged career in the public life of our country. He was a member of Parliament for Tema. We went into Parliament together in 1996. He came for Tema East and was a 3-time member of Parliament for Tema East. He was also Minister of Fisheries in President Akufo's government. So already, a very experienced man in the public life of our country. I believe the Ministry of Fisheries, when it was first established, was done within 3 years. He agreed, for the sake of mobilization in Greater Accra, to become our regional chairman. And has also made his mark as such during this last election. We went from 14 seats out of the 31 to 21 out of the 31. And a great deal of it was due to Ishmael Ashite. I mean, the transition from regional chairman to regional minister will not be a difficult one for him. Background and experience is already sufficient justification saying that the Accra now, which is the most populous region in our country, which all of us from different parts of Ghana find ourselves here, will find in him that calm, measured, stable personality that we need to have a successful regional minister. So he's the person that I have sent, whose name I've sent to Parliament for regional minister. That is Ishmael Ashite. So ladies and gentlemen of the media, ladies and gentlemen here present, that therefore now constitutes the complete set of people who are in the first line of the leadership of the new government. I want to take this opportunity to renew my appeal to the Parliament to continue to expedite the process of confirmation and approval that they're going through now. But I believe that already the Ghanaian people are seeing the quality of the people that I have proposed for national office and for being members of the next MPP government. Those who made all kinds of noises about the choices, but I think day after day, they are proving that they indeed have the quality and the caliber that we need now to take our country up and move it to the next stage in the development of our nation. And I'm very confident that these people that have been assembled, ladies, the men and women that we have assembled, are going to give us the best government in our history. And a government that is going to take Ghana very much to the next stage of its social and economic development. So, calling upon the people to continue to support the nominees that they're seeing on radio and on television, prepared to give them maximum support as they're going to undertake the very difficult duties that they have. They're going to be confronted. We've inherited an economy in poor shape, and I suspect from what I'm hearing, the evidence that is coming to you, that it is in even poorer shape than we anticipated. But I'm a firm believer in the statement that when our times are tough, the tough get going. This is the time that we have to show leadership and commitment to our nation. I continue to be an unrepentant optimist about the opportunities and prospects of Ghana. That we're a special people and we have a special destiny. And I'm going to do everything within my bones to make sure that that destiny is realized in the years ahead of us. I thank you very much I don't know, no preparation has been made, but the press has been coming here and all this stuff. I should have been able to, that is the state protocol. Yes, I need to have a little tip of something before they left. I don't know. Is it possible? Not possible. Maybe invite them to